Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mild Chaos podcast. I'm your host, Casey.
I'm Kayla.
And I'm Morgan Victoria.
Yeah. Hi. Sorry.
Hey.
I'm like discombobulated. I never know what to say afterwards, but I just remembered follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Mild Chaos Pod. Also, check us out on YouTube if you're listening to the audio version, because we now have a video version of the podcast if you like to see what we look like. And yeah. So, how was y'all's week?
I will go first for the mild and chaotic take of the week. I just got back from Charlotte, literally just got off, just walked out of a car basically. Charlotte's like 8 hours away. So it was a long drive, like almost 10 hours of just road. But I had fun. It was nice. Charlotte is beautiful. I did some fun things, some activities. It was supposed to rain and it didn't at all. The weather was beautiful. I think the highlight of like I went for my friend's birthday, but the highlight of my Charlotte trip was they had this like it was like a pop-up. I kept calling it a farmer's market. It wasn't a farmer's market. It was a pop-up. It's called Front Porch Sundays, and they do it once a month, the first Sunday of the month. And there's just like a bunch of vendors, and there's just so many people. I wish I had some of the jewelry on that I got, but like I found this one lady like that I'm probably gonna buy stuff from, and they had like this flower place, and oh my God, like if y'all saw the flower boutiques that they had, they were beautiful and they went so fast. Like one my friend got the last flower bouquet that they had. And then they had like a dog food truck. It was very cute. Everyone had their dogs and stuff. And it was just really nice. The weather was nice. Everybody was nice. Everybody down south is nice, even though I know like Charlotte is kind of like a melting pot of like all types of people. Like most people are not from Charlotte. But everybody's really nice still. And then the second highlight of my trip was we looked at apartments for my friend because she's moving there. And the second apartment that we went to, they had a dog park in the back, and the lady took us, and literally, like, it was like perfect timing because the dogs just kept coming. Like, the owners were like going to the dog park with their dogs. And so I was literally like overwhelmed with like 10 dogs, and it was amazing. They were beautiful. There was like a wiener dog, there was like a corgi. I don't know what the other dogs were. Like, there was just a lot of them, and they just literally came up to me. I really do think I'm an animal whisperer, but like they all came up to me, and it was wonderful, and I was so happy. And if I were to ever move to Charlotte, I would move there.
That sounds like heaven.
Yes, it was beautiful. And then my trip was great. I feel like I had a pretty mild like week. I don't really know what happened before my trip. Um, but yeah, so it was pretty mild. The only other thing is that I started watching Desperate Housewives, and I'm obsessed. Like I can't stop watching it. And I like that I'm watching these things as like an adult because I don't think it would have hit the same as a child. So like I watched Sex and the City last year for the first time ever, and that was great. And yeah, I love these white lady
Does,
shows.
does Desperate Housewives have a narrator?
Yes.
Okay, I can't watch it.
Yeah.
But it's not like bad or anything. I watched like the first couple of seasons of Desperate Housewives a couple years ago, and I really need to finish it because I actually really like the show. Like
It's
it's
so good.
really,
Don't all shows
really
have
good.
narrators?
No.
No.
Grey's Anatomy does. You watch that?
Yeah, but not all shows. Most don't.
But if you can watch Grey's, you can watch Desperate Housewives.
Grey's isn't as bad though. But like Jane
Literally, it's
McGurk,
the
no.
same vibe.
But I'm telling Kayla, it's not like they're narrating the whole show. Like it might
Okay.
just be like in the beginning and then maybe
Okay.
like a sprinkle throughout, but it's not like they're narrating everything that they do.
Yeah, it's just like Grey's. Like, yeah, because they narrate a lot. But yeah, if you can watch Grey's, you can watch Desperate Housewives.
Okay then.
But I'm so glad they have so many seasons. I
Yeah.
love watching shows that have a lot of seasons so that I can just indulge. I'm definitely
Your
catching up.
favorite one?
my favorite character. I'm still
Mhm.
learning their names, even though I'm like 13 episodes in. um, I don't think I have a favorite. I think they're all annoying in their own way. Um, yeah, I don't think I have a favorite. Like right now, I'm just kind of like, what's wrong with all of y'all?
I think from what I can remember, I liked Gabrielle, aka
I
Eva the
hate her.
Watermelon.
She's a pedophile.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, she's a no for me.
Oh, I like her underlining like story, how she's like a fashion girl. And then I like the redhead from what I can remember.
I think her name is Brie.
Yeah, Brie.
Yeah, I like where Brie's going. I like the direction
Mhm.
she's going in. I like that she's a real loyal friend, and
Yeah.
she's just
I
real like
think
OCD.
I think I'm gonna rewatch because I don't remember where I left off. So you inspired me.
Yes. Well, at least I have somebody to talk to about it. And if Kayla decides to watch. But it's like a million little things which we need to catch up on. Um, but it reminds me of that because it's like this friend group, they have secrets, like they come together, it's so nice. But yeah. So my week was mild. Um, I'm gonna pass it over y'all.
Well, my week was wild, not wild, mild. I'm
Wild.
need to get it together this episode. Um, well, I had like a chaotic like end of the week, or a chaotic moment, I should say. So when I was getting on the bus to go home, I had a like thing of watermelon. My coworker bought it for me. So the bus driver was like, "Oh, yes." The bus driver, what? Don't. I know where you're going, and
I'm
we
sorry, I couldn't help myself.
The Harris Teeter watermelon is only $6 and it's popping. It's always juicy
And somebody
for
gifted you
like,
a watermelon.
yeah, he knows that I like watermelon. Like every time, well, Harris Teeter watermelon specifically. He was a black man who gifted me
Okay, that makes
watermelon.
things a little better.
Like, what?
I was waiting for you to say that part.
I wasn't gonna
Like,
ask, but
now you know if I got watermelon just unprovoked by somebody, I would be like, no, I asked him to get me the
okay,
watermelon
okay,
and
okay.
he got it for me. Anyway, I was getting on the bus. The bus driver was like, oh, let me get some watermelon. And like, I've been trying to, like, in those kinds of moments where like someone tries to make like a joke, like a stranger, like usually I would be like, oh, haha. But lately I've been trying to like engage with it because like I suck at like small talk. So I was just like, oh, like you want some? And he was like, oh, no, no, like I'm just playing. And like we laugh, whatever. So it's my turn to get off the bus. And you know how there's a back door?
Mhm.
Well, they usually open the back door, but it was me and this lady getting off, and he didn't open the back door. He was like, y'all come to the front. So we're just like, okay. So he stops me and he's like, well, I know you were trying to offer me some watermelon, so let me take you out. And I was like, no.
You were at work.
I was like, huh? But he was just so persistent on asking me like for my number and stuff. And I'm like, no, no, like I'm laughing it off because I'm just like, huh? And long story short, now it just makes me like not want to like go on the bus, but I have no choice. I have to go to work. Like,
Re- Remind me, was I on the phone with you at this point?
yes, you were. Yeah, you were. And I was trying to like call out to you, but you were like ignoring me. And anytime something like this happens where I'm like uncomfortable, Kayla, my mom, no one is ever there. And then they try to turn it around and blame it
I,
on me.
I just didn't know what was going on. It was a lot of noise, so I turned you down, and I'm sorry.
You turned her down?
Yes, she turned me
There was a
down.
lot of
I
background
understand that.
noise.
Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah,
city is
but
noisy.
I didn't. But if I had known the situation, I would have kept you up.
Well, now you know you got to keep her up and deal with the sound.
Yeah,
I know.
like he stopped the bus.
I hate men.
Like,
Honestly, I do.
and that was like my other point. Like, I hate when men. Like,
Like, don't men like that.
because then, like, for me, like, it makes me like uncomfortable and like I don't want to like do certain things.
Hmm.
And like, I'm not gonna like stop my life for a man, especially a man I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, it just makes me uncomfortable because I don't like interaction like that. Like the guy at the gym, like that was weird. Now I'm like, y'all know I go to the gym every single day. Like that's the place that I go to. But telling me that you watch me
Especially
while
at
I'm
your
working
workplace,
at your work, both people's
both
workplaces.
people's workplace.
Like saying I made your day better because I walked in. Don't
Like,
do
ew.
that.
Now
That's not
you made me uncomfortable, and I gotta come
that
here.
doesn't work on me. It may work on other people, but that doesn't work on me. That makes me uncomfortable. Sorry. But in better news, this weekend I went to a museum, the National Gallery of Art, and it was nice. I enjoyed myself. And I'm someone who deals with anxiety, especially like social interactions. So you can see how like those interactions just made me like cringe from the inside. But I used to like suffer a great deal just like doing things by myself. And now like I've been forcing myself to do it. Um so I went to the museum, and my biggest thing was eating out like alone, like at a restaurant. Like, oh my gosh, that was just like the scariest thing. It still is scary to me, but I conquered my fear and I ate at a restaurant. I sat at the bar, but still, I mean, like,
Counts.
Hmm.
it counts. And I was talking to the bartender. He was cool. He kept calling me babe, but I realized that was just his thing.
Hmm.
Like it's like the same when like an old black woman calls you honey or like
Hmm.
sweetie or something. Yeah. But yeah, that was good. And then I tried this new place called the Peach Cobbler Factory. It was all right. I would go back to try the other flavors, but I had like a cute little like date with myself,
I love
and it
that.
was nice. I want to do it again soon, but
You should.
oh, I am.
I think I'll do that too when I go to DC by myself.
I
You
think
should.
your next step is to go to an event by yourself.
Who?
Mm.
You.
What kind of event? Like a concert?
It could be a small concert, or you know how I'll do that, or I'll see a comedian.
I think I could do that. I don't think I could do like a social event where like I have
Yeah.
to mix and mingle. I'm not there yet.
No.
Like a mixer. I can't do that yet. But I could do I think I can do a concert. So that would be my next step.
Cool. Good.
How was your week, Kayla?
My week was very mild. I guess my weekend was kind of mild too, but I had a great time Saturday. I was hired to take pictures at a festival, a home and garden festival. It was fun. There were thousands of people there. I saw a lot of people that I knew,
Hmm.
even ran into people that I work with. So that was cool. And yeah, it was great. They they texted me today. They said they loved the pictures that I took and that they were going to use me again, which is
Nice.
great. And they were also really nice too. So I met them before I started taking pictures and then after, but very nice group of people. So I can also see myself working there full time
Oh,
if they
is that
have
something that's on
something.
the table?
I don't know, but I'm going to find out. So
Okay.
I mean, it's a big organization, and they have a nice office. So we'll see. They like me so far.
Okay, yeah, infiltrate. Mm.
Yeah, so I'll see. And then I met with a newspaper too, because they
Mm.
had a table up and we exchanged information. And she said, send her my resume, which I'll do. So we'll see what happens with that.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, thanks.
Networking.
Thanks. I know. So, I mean, it felt good. My parents said they were proud of me. My dad was giving me business tips and whatnot. So,
I love that.
I know. I just had to listen, nod, say okay.
He's had a business.
Yeah, he had a successful business, so he knows. But yeah, that was fun. I mean, it's really short, but that's really all that happened to me this week.
Cool.
Oh, and then also after that, we came back home and we watched the Sixers, the end of the game. When I tell you, it was the craziest ending. So we thought the Sixers were going to lose, but then they came back. It was neck and neck.
Oh, I forgot they
They
went into
tied it.
overtime.
Yes, they
Oh
went
yeah,
in the
that's what I saw
overtime.
last. I saw 1 point in between them, and I assumed that the Sixers lost. I'd never even like updated any. Oh, sorry.
They went into overtime, Morgan,
Yeah.
and I want to say James Harden. It might have been a three or something or whatever it was. He got at the last minute overtime. Perfect.
Mm.
So then fast forward to the last few seconds of the game. Um, I'm drawing a blank. They were playing Boston. Yeah. Boston had the ball. So of course it's winding down. They have to try and hold it because they were they in the lead or were they down? No, they were behind. So they were holding the ball until the very last second so they can get a shot off. So the Sixers wouldn't have another turn. Very last second, the guy shoots a three, makes it,
Mhm.
Mm.
buzzer beater. So then they had to review the tapes because they weren't sure. It was really close. He it did not make it in time. So he shot it, but because his feet did not go in the air,
What? Wow.
yes, or basically since the ball didn't leave his hand, actually, since the ball didn't leave his hand by the time the clock ran out, it didn't count.
Wow.
It was very,
So they
very
had to
close.
be up then, right?
No, the Sixers were up.
Yeah,
Boston
yeah.
wasn't.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Wow. I'm so
It was
proud of the
the
Sixers.
craziest game.
It was like the luck of the Irish.
It really was. So now we're tied 2-2. So I think they're going to Boston next, back to Boston. So
Wow.
hopefully that doesn't mess with us and we lose.
Yeah. That
So,
was yeah. Someone did show me and they were like, oh, we're in overtime. I remember now. And I was
mhm.
like, oh, I was like, that sucks. But that's good.
So it was a great win. Great win. So I hope we can. It'd be great if we could take it all the way. I don't know.
We
Not
need to go to a
possible.
game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen this year, actually.
No.
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not.
Unless we get some free tickets, it's not gonna
Yeah.
Someone sponsor us. Somebody
If
sponsor
you have
us
any
so
connection.
we can go
Maybe
to the Sixers game.
Franklin can sponsor us.
It'd be
Streaming.
great if Dad knew someone,
He
because
does.
he always knows vendors.
Probably does. We
Hit him
can
up.
ask.
But
But
yeah, that,
yeah. Well, speaking of the Sixers, Joel Embiid is the MVP. So congrats to him. Congratulations are in order to him. No, those Instagram videos were just like really touching. Like I almost started crying. And then the videos where he was accepting it with his son and he was
yeah.
like falling. I'm like, oh, come on, MB, don't do this to me. I'm a thug. I don't cry. It was
I
just too much.
I think this is the part that I don't like about not being on the internet because I didn't see it. But
Yeah, it was really
I'll Google it.
heartwarming.
It was so heartwarming. Maxie was like, I don't know, I just see Maxie as like a little kid. I mean, he is like young, but like I see him as like the annoying little brother of the team. So he was like, yeah, like rocking him back and forth, like, and then Harden gave him like a nice little bear hug. Like it was just so like, wow. Philly's just great.
Brotherhood. That's nice.
Like we really have like the best teams. Like you can tell like everyone on the team, like we're a
Like each
team.
other's. Yeah.
Yeah, they like each other. Like, and I love that for real, truly.
And that's how it is for the Eagles too. Like
Mhm.
they really have a good brotherhood, which I
Just
like.
nice.
Like as I was saying that, I was playing in my mind. I can't remember who did the touchdown, but with when they were doing the hips and then Jason Kelsey came behind and started doing it too. Like just how they play around. Like I love that. I love camaraderie.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Ugh.
But yeah, that was my week. It was cool. So, into pop culture news, did you hear about the Taylor Swift show in Nashville?
As I heard my girl came through.
Came through.
A performer. For real.
Like who my mind is blown because who else has done something like that? So if you don't know, Taylor had her third show in Nashville yesterday and it poured raining. Like they had a huge storm. There was a lightning delay, they said. They had the shelter in place. And so a lot of people went inside, but they said people were still remaining positive
Mhm.
and they had a sing along. And I don't know if you saw those TikToks, but it was nice.
I saw like a TikTok
Yeah.
of a girl like updating like a reporter. That was funny.
Yeah. So Taylor, so when things calmed down a little bit and they were able to go back outside, Taylor continued the show. She went on a little after 10 o'clock at night, performed her whole 3 hour set, didn't finish until 1 a.m.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She's a legend.
A lot of the comments were like, I guess that country singer guy that likes to say slurs, um, he canceled his concert for something and like people were really upset. And so all the comments were like, he would never because he sucks. He would do it if he had a splinter or something like that. And so yeah, Taylor Swift, I'm excited to see her this weekend. Like
And
hope
even when
well.
she went, yeah, even when she went on stage, it started raining again. Like Taylor was soaked, but
Mm.
she just kept going. Like I don't know, I don't think I could do it,
She's a
but
professional.
You couldn't.
she
Yeah,
is.
I couldn't. I'd be inside. I'd be like, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all gonna have to see me another day.
I'm only saying she couldn't just based off of my memory at the One Direction concert when it started pouring.
Wait, what
You'll
happened?
never let this go.
Oh my gosh. I had to be like what, like 13 at the time.
I was a senior in high school, or
So
no, it was like a week before I moved into college. That's when it was.
okay, so I was like 14 maybe. And it started pouring. Like we had floor seats to One Direction.
Mm,
It started pouring and
Rain was not in the forecast.
I
wow.
had on mascara and it was like bleeding into my eyes.
Mm,
And everyone started running to go underneath like the seats. Like there's like on Lincoln Financial Field, there's like a little section and people were going under there. Kayla started going under there. I yanked her. I was like, no, we're going upstairs to where like the snack area is and we're
yeah.
gonna wait up there.
It
Like
was
that's
just
so
so crazy
dangerous.
though.
That's so dangerous, but I will never let Kayla live that
But
down.
Casey could not see at all. Like I had to guide her.
I couldn't see at all, and, like, I think I wanted to start crying, I think, but it
Wow,
was, like, terrible.
that's crazy.
And this was before it started too.
Did it eventually stop?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
and I
Thank
think
you
we
very
had
much before.
ponchos. Didn't we have ponchos?
Mm,
We had ponchos.
maybe. That sounds right.
I know it was, like, the era of the flower crowns, so I don't know flower crown, I remember that.
I don't remember that.
I do, I do.
Wow.
But yeah, last in Taylor Swift news, she announced that she's releasing her re-recording of Speak Now, which was her fourth album, I think.
Wait,
Yeah.
she had to re-record all of them?
Not all of them, but the majority.
Wow.
Yeah. Speak Now.
She
No,
was
that's
like,
her
look
third
at
album.
you.
Her third album. But yeah, it's one of my favorites. So that's coming out in July. So
I feel like I'm kind of
stay
representing my
tuned.
favorite era right now. So
Reputation because you're wearing
yes.
black.
all I need is like a snake somewhere.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I know I it's so far away. I don't know if y'all have better memories than me, but like last week was the Met Gala. I know that I wanted to go over some of our favorite outfits. There's only like two that I can think of at the moment. Um, but I want to hear from you guys first. What were your favorite outfits? Top three?
Top three. I don't know if it would be in my top three, but I liked Halle Bailey's.
Oh yeah, she looked beautiful.
Yeah, it might be top three. But I thought she was good. I liked how Doja Cat was the cat.
Mhm.
I liked her being the cat more than was it Jared Leto?
Jared, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was cool. It was like a mascot, but
Yeah, big mascot vibes.
but yeah.
On theme still.
Mhm. Trying to
Um,
think of who else.
well, just to recap, um, if you didn't listen to the last episode, the theme for the Met Gala was Karl Lagerfeld, A Line of Beauty, and it was to honor Karl. He was like the head designer of Chanel and a bunch of other fashion houses. Um, so of course, a lot of people did like different renditions of like past collections. Um, and as Kayla said, things that were personal to him, like his cat. But I definitely love Doja's. I think my number one was definitely Tiana Taylor.
She looks
Not,
so good.
yeah, I mean, Tiana just always looks great. She never fails in anything, but not because she really embodied Carl. Like that's not why, because to me, like she was Carl. But I don't know. I just think like the way Tiana like carries herself when she wears certain pieces of fashion,
Mhm.
like it's almost like she just glides when she walks. Like it's just so effortless. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, definitely Tiana Taylor was my favorite. Um, I like Young Miami, even though she wasn't in my top three.
Mhm.
I like Diddy's too. To be honest, I don't think I have a top three this year. I like certain looks, but they didn't really stand out to me like the other years.
Mhm.
Um, but Tiana, she really stood out to me the most. I like Kiki. I think she looked
Oh my god,
great.
so beautiful. They look
I
heavy.
liked Halle Bailey. I liked Benito.
Yeah, the back was out. It was
Yes. And I think the Kardashians, they just didn't do it for me this
it.
year.
I
Uh,
gotta be honest. I actually like Kylie's.
I think Kylie did look great.
They
but
said it was like, I don't know if I'm using this word correctly, but they said it was like a homage to like a former designer that passed that she worked with. And they like showed Stitch his picture and like that was his outfit. And I guess he was close with Carl. So like I guess sometimes you gotta really know fashion, I guess. I only know from TikTok. Um, but it was just too colorful for me. Like I feel like if any time was to like downplay some color, like this was the event to do it. Um, but yeah, the Kardashians didn't do it for me this year.
I like Dua Lipa's, and I believe the original runway dress had either a hat or a jacket with it, but she just wore the dress. And I really wish she wore, I can't remember which one, but either one, whichever one it was, because I think that really would have like made it really come
Yeah.
together. I didn't realize how much of like the Chanel like bridal wear, like how good it looked. And I like the people who did like their rendition of that too. I love a good Chanel tweed look, so I like the people who did that too. But yeah, like Morgan said, like if you're a toned down kind of girl or guy, this was your Met Gala, because black and whites and pastels, like you didn't have to go crazy.
You didn't have to
Like
go
as
crazy.
long as you wore black, white, and paid some kind of tribute to Carl and Chanel, you were in there. So
Yeah. How about Rihanna?
so I think Rihanna's had to really like sit with me
Hmm.
for a little bit. And I had to think, like, do I like this because I like it, or do I like it because it's
It was
Rihanna?
Rihanna.
And I
Yeah.
think I liked it because I liked it. Like it was kind of like a song, where a song that just came out, where I got to listen to it a couple of times. So I had to look at her a couple of times to see if I liked it. Now, I didn't like her hair, and I
Oh, yeah.
didn't like the make. I don't know what I would have liked to seen her hair wise or makeup wise, but the outfit, I actually wasn't mad at it. Um, I don't own anything Chanel. I hope to own something Chanel one day. And whenever I would see like a Chanel package, it always had that flower on it.
Mhm.
And I'm not someone who particularly likes like flower detailing. So like to me, whenever I saw the flower, I always thought like, okay, like it kind of looks tacky, sue me. However, I like how Rihanna, I saw some people who had the flowers in their outfit, but I like how Rihanna, she literally took the flower and ran with
Mhm.
it, and she looked like a cute little flower egg. Um, and I don't know, I liked it on her. Now I wish this was good, but her outfit the night before, I think
It
if
was
she
so
wore
good.
that to the Met Gala, we would have all gagged.
It was so good.
Her outfits outside of the big event are hits. Like I don't know what's going on this year, but like did you see her other outfits like after the Met Gala? Like she's been killing it. Like her streetwear game is amazing. But she like the Super Bowl, I was disappointed. The Met Gala, I was just like, okay, like it's Rihanna.
Now, I actually wasn't mad at the Super Bowl, but just to change gears, Cardi. I really like Cardi, and I watched a TikTok about her style evolution, and her style evolution is like crazy. Um, the person made a point by saying, like, is it because she has access to money and resources that her style got better? No, I think she's always had a certain style about her, fashion
Mhm.
wise. I think now she's just able to elevate. Um, in her dress, she still had the Chanel flowers, but in black. And I really liked that. I liked how she did two dresses. One to come out of the infamous hotel,
Mhm.
and then another one for the carpet. and I love the her hair. It was like silver grayish,
Mm-hmm.
um very 60s mod inspired with the headband because headbands are in. Um, and then the bottom half of her dress had like that like classic quilted Chanel look.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went to like the flowers and then like yeah, sorry, I'm rambling. But I think that she killed her look with her little poses, like
Yeah,
she had
Oh
she
yeah,
knew exactly what poses she was gonna do.
poses. So not Chanel, Cardi killed it. I think the men were kind of like underwhelming. Um,
I agree.
Yeah. I like that like Bad Bunny like had the back
yeah.
look. I thought that was really cute. There was one guy who had a really good outfit. I just don't know his name. I know that Tom Brown is the
Tom
designer.
Brown killed the Met
Tom
Gala.
Brown did amazing. Like I don't know 70% of the people that he styled, but like they all looked so great and I could tell like every design fit them. Like
Yes.
it looked so good. I went on the website. I was like, what Tom Brown got? But not that I could afford anything designer, but it was nice. Like cuz he did Tiana Taylor's outfit and
He did Jenna Ortega.
Lizzo.
yeah. He did what he had to do.
And it seemed like all of the people he dressed, they looked cohesive.
Mhm.
I like that. Like I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah. And there was that one lady that had like the big like comforter dress. I don't know what her name is. I don't know her, but I really liked it. You remember she was like early on. It was cream. It was really like she had this long train. It was like as big as a comforter.
I kind of remember, but I can't think of who it
Is it
Ugh,
is.
Giselle?
I don't know her name,
Maybe.
but I loved it. It was great.
I can talk about some outfits I didn't like.
Okay.
Uh, I didn't like Quinta's, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't even gonna bring her
I'm sorry. And Quinta's someone I love, but just speaking about the clothes, I think like lately for like the award show run, I think she's had some good pieces, however, comma.
up.
Some of the outfits, she's busty at the top.
Hmm.
And it just looked like they were about to overflow at any minute with a lot of her outfits. But just speaking about the Met Gala, it was just something about it. Like I didn't like the hair. Eh, the hair was kind of giving me like runway. It wasn't giving me Met Gala. It would have given me Met Gala for another theme, but not this theme.
Hmm.
So I didn't like that. I didn't like Kendall Jenner's at all. Um, who else didn't I like?
I didn't like Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, I didn't like the shorts. I don't,
I don't know
yeah,
what it is.
he wore like a red, like all red piece
Oh,
with
I must.
cape.
Oh, I definitely missed him.
Yeah. And I didn't like Little Nas X's outfit
Mhm.
or lack thereof. Um,
Like thereof.
I usually like what he does, but
Hmm.
this just wasn't, it was
It
kind
didn't
of
hit.
scary. It was like,
It was
right?
like aligned with what he's done in the past, but
Yeah,
something about it just didn't hit.
like not for this.
Yeah. Like Doja's did, and his was just not it.
I think Lizzo was within the theme for sure. And I
Hmm.
think she was beautiful, very elegant. But I think I wanted more from her because she
Hmm.
usually gives more. And this was just so toned down. When I was looking at the carpet, I'm like, who is that? No way that's Lizzo. She came in the last time with that red cape thing.
Yeah, she did.
Her face. Like, I didn't like that one at all. Um, and I mean the rest, like I think those were like the few where I could say I really did not like them. I think the rest were just like meh.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I like the Met Gala. They're fun. Can't wait for next year's theme.
Yeah, I'm curious. I feel like they should go crazy again.
yes, for sure. And I feel like we need a redo on like the camp theme.
I was just thinking that. I feel like it was a little underwhelming.
People did not go full camp.
Yeah.
Mm.
They like they go camp in their regular lives. I said lives. lives, but like they could have really went fully camp. But I think a lot of people didn't even know what it was. I didn't know what it was at first, but then like once I understood it, I'm like, yeah, this isn't it at all. But yeah, I think the Kardashians killed the camp theme
I don't
though.
even remember what they look like.
Well, that's when Kendall or Kim had the where she looked wet,
Mm,
Oh,
and
okay.
then
that was great.
Kendall and Kylie. Well, Kendall had on the orange outfit. Kylie had on the lavender outfit with like the
Oh, yes.
in the headpiece. Like that was really nice.
Era.
Yeah, that was Kim. Janelle Monae, camp.
Yeah,
Can't
I
even.
wasn't. I know Tom Brown did Janelle Monae this year too, but I hated it.
Yeah,
I I hated it. I really did. I also hate that she took it off.
yeah.
Like,
She was dancing on the bar.
yes, I saw that.
It's like, huh?
She
No,
kept.
but the best theme was like the Catholic. I can't remember the name, but like the
That
Catholic
was
theme
so
or
good.
whatever. Oh my gosh, that was the best theme. Like everybody, and I mean like
I want to
Chadwick,
go back
rest
and
in
look.
peace. He, ugh, Zendaya, Rihanna, everybody. Like that was the best theme. What was the name of that theme?
I don't remember.
Uh, it was like, uh, I gotta look it up. Sorry. 2019 Met Gala. Oh, 2019 Met Gala was camp. Sorry. Met
But I
Gala.
feel like everyone killed that theme.
Let me see.
Oh wow, I didn't know this went so far back.
Oh, it was Heavenly Bodies.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, that theme was like the best. That was 2018. Ariana Grande, Cardi, that's when she was pregnant with Culture.
I think
Like,
I missed like bigger celebrities being there too.
yeah,
Like I know Beyonce's touring or getting ready for the tour, but like I know she doesn't always go to everything, but like it would have been really nice to see her. Like
one
you said, Ariana, like that would have been fun. Blake Lively, like I would
That's
have
what I was
loved
gonna
to
say.
see
Blake
her.
is a big one that
Yeah,
didn't
like
go.
there was just somebody that I really like. I don't know if her name is pronounced Kara or Kara.
Cara.
Kara, I really like Kara, and I really liked her outfit because it's something that I think I would wear, like just regularly. Like I like that it was like very casual, and it had like really nice detailing. It was just like I really liked it. Like it wasn't like wow, but it
yeah.
was a nice outfit. And I also really like her. I discovered her later in life, and I hope that she's doing well. But yeah, I don't even know what I was talking about before. But yeah, Met Gala is fun. I'm excited for next year.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Um, but what's not fun is this writer's strike that is going on.
Yeah. I know I put like a link in here. I don't remember what the link is. But I did hear that like some of the grownish cast stars were like laughing and like
Oh
making,
yeah.
and I
Uh,
was like, that's corny. That is so corny. And I'm like,
it
Did they
was
get that on video?
no, it was Trevor Noah and it was Diggy, sadly.
Not Trevor Noah,
I
Trevor
mean, sorry,
Jackson.
Trevor Jackson.
Trevor Noah.
That just goes to
It
show.
was Trevor Noah.
That just
No,
goes to show.
I have the tweet. The person said, not two male actors from a popular show giggling and walking away when I asked them to join us on the picket line yesterday. I see
Mm.
you. And then she tweeted again, whatever, I don't care. It was Diggy and Trevor.
Yeah, like, and people and Diggy like issued a statement, and it, he it, he kind of just like solidified what she said.
Wow.
Like you could have said nothing. Like
He should have said nothing because, long story short, he said that the woman saw them and was about to say something in the loudspeaker, but they felt like it was going to cause like a big commotion, so they just laughed it off and like
mhm.
left because they were on lunch or something, and they were like, yeah, like we got to go back or whatever. But I'm like, you just confirmed, like he wrote like paragraphs of tweets, and everyone was like, you could have kept this to yourself, like
You
you
could
could have confirmed what she just said. And like, what big commotion are you causing?
nothing. You're not causing a big commotion. Yeah.
Like, sorry, Diggy. And they were saying like, they support the riders. They stand for the riders, but it's just like,
Yeah. I saw Quinta out there. I know they said Drew backed out of being a host or something because of it.
For the MTV Movie Awards, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But it's kind of sad. I'm like, oh my God.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Like, just pay them. Like, fix the issue. Like, what is the problem? Like,
Like,
I'm confused.
TV and movies, they truly would be nothing
Without
without
the
the
writers.
writers.
Mhm.
Like, they're the bread and butter.
And I mean, they proved that back in 2007 when they had the last strike. Because during that time period, a lot of TV shows, they had bad episodes or even a bad season. And things were just kind of weird and didn't make sense because they didn't have their key writers.
And by the way, that is why Girlfriends went off air,
Because
because
of
of
the strike, I will never forgive
Yes,
you people.
some shows ended.
So, like,
Like,
okay, so I did look at the video that I had, and like Jimmy Fallon was Jimmy Fallon. Is this Jimmy
you're
Fallon?
right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
He was saying like, he supports them and he loves his writers, and but it just sucks because like everything's on hold. Like I don't watch any of these late night talk shows, but like I can imagine that a lot of people do, and it just sucks. Like, come on, get it together.
So I was listening to this podcast, Rory and Maul to be exact, and talking about the writer's strike. And if I can remember correctly, they brought up a point because Damaris, she was saying writers are more important than the actors and actresses. And they were like, no, like they're equal. Um, because a writer can write a great script, but if you if an actor or actress comes in and like sucks,
Mhm.
then it's like, now what? So like, I get that point, and like in a way I can see it. And then she tried to equate it with music. Like, sometimes singers, they don't write their songs, like they just come in and sing the song, and like, yeah, like they can really like convey the writer's message, but like sometimes a bad singer, like they can't. So like in a way, like I can see how they can be equal,
It's a
but in a
partnership.
way it's a partnership for real, because um I forgot what I was about to say. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
It's a very Monday.
I'm not mentally there this morning. But bottom line, I think it is more so a partnership. I don't think there's one over the other.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you guys that. Um, yeah, it's very much so a partnership. And writers are extremely important. I think there are some actors who can write, um, but like we need certain people for certain jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So they provide a certain expertise, certain talent.
And I'm sure the actors get paid way more. So
Oh,
Oh yeah.
way
yeah,
more.
like we need
Like,
to cut these writers a check. 'Cause-
there are writers, they said, I mean, they're writing on very successful things and they can barely afford like rent or whatever.
that's insane
It's so sad. Because mind you, these people are living in LA or New York and
because they
the
have to.
cost of living,
Yeah.
it's so sad. And you notice how a lot of shows they may have maybe like 8 episodes per season. That's less work for them.
Mm.
Like a lot of shows, I mean, there are still shows that may have like 24 episodes, but a lot of the newer shows, whether it's a Netflix series or whatever, it's only 8 episodes. So they're putting in a lot of work, but it's it's just not fair.
Yeah.
I
I'm
know
glad they went on strike.
the writers for Euphoria are probably screaming.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine.
Imagine only having like 6 to 8 episodes per season and the show comes out every 2 to 3 years. Please.
Wow. I hope they get what they want. They deserve it. I enjoy a lot of television. So yeah.
And I
Yeah.
especially appreciate like all the behind the scenes stuff because I mean like this was my major in college, all the behind the scenes work. I've had to write scripts. I took script writing classes. Writing a script is no joke. Oh my
I've
God.
tried and failed.
And I thought I wanted to be a script writer, but after that, I was like, no, because people don't realize, like, yeah, you can have a story in your mind, but you really have to work the story. You
To
can have
put
a
it to
character,
paper,
you can have a character in mind, but you have to have the characters like basically whole life story, even if it's not included in the script. You have to have the names of their parents, their grandparents, their dog, their kids, where they live, where they grew up, what hospital. Like it was insane writing that script. And in my mind, I'm like, why do I need all this extra stuff when it's
you
not even
need it.
a story? But you need it because it creates a well-rounded script.
Yeah. I remember like in like English class, like my feedback was always like, be more descriptive.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
scripted.
how more descriptive can I get? So I can
Think about
only imagine.
1 minute equates to like 1 page
Whew.
script, just 1 minute.
Why are they disrespecting them like this? I'm
So
confused.
imagine writing an hour show. You need writers, okay?
Whew.
It's not just one person. You need a team. You need people to bounce ideas off. And on the Rory and Maul podcast, they also made a great point by saying like sometimes they hire writers just for one day
Yeah.
to when a script is already written, they hire a writer for one day to basically like edit it.
Wow.
And like they're done. They're gone. They could rewrite the whole script. But the point is it's like if you're writing a script for a TV show, you need to be immersed in that environment. You can't just be there for a day. You can't just be hired for a day, a couple of weeks. Like, no, you have to be there for a minute. Even if you're there and you're not even doing anything, you just need to be in that environment to get your creative juices like flowing. I don't think people realize like how hard it is to be a creative because you have to be creative all
Yeah.
the time and come up with something new. My contact just fell out of my eye. Oh, as I was talking. With the writers strike.
That was chaotic.
But yes, like I'm gonna have to put it back in. But
That
yeah,
is
the
funny.
point is that I think the writers deserve a lot better and we need to treat them better because they are the meat and bones of the show. They're not just 1% of the show. I can argue that they're a good chunk of the show. Ooh,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I put a lot of our topics today, which is like unusual for me. But since I'm only on TikTok, I've been seeing a lot of stuff that I probably would not have seen otherwise. Um, But I put on here that Ed Sheeran is facing a copyright case, and I'm sure this is like not big news to some people, but it was to me because I love Ed Sheeran and he's an Aquarius and he's just very talented and creative, and he seems like such a sweet person. And they were saying that because of the court case, like he couldn't go to his grandmother's funeral, and they wouldn't like he could not leave, and like his grandmom was kind of like if you're a black person, I know Ed Sheeran is white, but if you're a black person, you know, like the relationships that some of us have with our grandparents is like equally as strong as with our parents, and like he was really close with his grandmom, and it just really sucked. And then like I found out that his wife was going through cancer, like,
While
and
she was pregnant.
yeah, they've just had a baby, or like I'm just like I like that's a lot. And he's releasing an album. I think it's did it come out already?
It came out last week. Yeah,
Yeah, like and then he
last week.
released the album and it's just a
Like I think
lot.
2 days after the trial ended, maybe.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm like, Ed's gonna go back into hiding. Like he needs a break. So sending my
Thank
love
goodness
out
he
to him.
won the case, though.
Oh, he did win. Okay.
Yes, he did win.
Whew.
So
I'm like, that's too much.
no, I felt so bad for him. Like he loved his grandma. He named a song after her called Nancy Mulligan, which I like. It has like a Irish flair to it. But yeah, he also came out recently with a documentary. I forget what it's on, but I want to watch that. So it talks about what he went through with his wife and
Mhm.
whatnot. So
Wow.
poor Ed, and I'm tired of Marvin Gaye's family.
So I heard that it wasn't Marvin Gaye's family though. I heard that it was the co-writer who was actually suing him, like the co-writer of the original song suing him.
Oh, I thought it was both. I thought it was like the
It
family and
it most likely is both, but I heard it was more so the co-writer than the family.
Mhm.
But prayers to Ed and Marvin Gaye's family. They don't make no sense. Y'all killed him allegedly, and y'all out here for his money.
and this isn't the
Oh,
first. Well, it's not the first time for Marvin Gaye's family. It's not the first time for Ed being in court over this too. Like,
Yeah.
poor Ed.
Anyways.
now, sorry. One more thing. Um, I really shouldn't have listened to this podcast because we're talking about the same things.
Oh,
But
really?
anyway,
Oh, that's
yes.
really interesting because like I usually don't use these topics. I mean, I usually don't write a lot of our pop culture topics. So it's kind of, oh, look at me. Rory and Maul, y'all hit me up. Talking about the same stuff.
Okay. Yeah. They Maul was saying something about how the last episode they were saying like Ed, like, like he should get off, he deserves to win, whatever. He said, after that episode, it hit him that he remembers watching a video of Ed singing that song and then going directly into the Marvin Gaye song.
Really?
No chords or keys were changed at all. Like it went in smooth. So he was like, on second thought, I don't know, Ed. I don't know. But I just thought that was funny because I'm like, Ed?
Well, he
I
won.
mean, there is a similarity between the two songs because I remember when I first played Thinking Out Loud for Mom, she even brought it up herself that it reminded her of Let's Get It On. But I don't think,
I don't think it was intentional.
yeah, and
It's hard.
I don't think it was so similar for him to be sued over.
Yeah.
Because wasn't he? Oh no, it was a sample, the TLC song he did, right? But didn't he
Uh,
like legal? Didn't Candy sue him?
yeah, he did get sued for that. Okay, that was with Shape of You. They
Yeah.
said it sounded like waterfalls, right? No, no scrubs, no
Yeah,
scrubs.
no
It was
scrubs.
no scrubs. Okay, with that one, all right, because he did have to add them. He had to give credit to them.
Because it was like
So
an
they
interpolation or something.
so they became writers of that song
Yeah,
of "Shape of You."
I don't know it.
You need to
But
be real careful moving forward.
Yeah,
still, Team Ed, despite it all.
if there's one more, then I don't
There's
know.
only but so many notes
I
in
But
know
music.
that's the thing that like is weird about music and like because it's just like a lot of this stuff is repeated. Like, uh, how much credit can we get? Like, I mean, I get it, like if it's obvious, but like, I don't. It just seems like a lot to go through.
Yeah.
but I did see that I saw it actually this morning about Jay-Z's other son, allegedly.
Definitely, allegedly.
We don't want nobody from
I
the
don't need no beef with Beyonce. Okay.
Parkwood, Rockefeller, nobody coming over here at all. We're just a little baby podcast with no money. No, we don't have money to give you. But
But it
anyway,
is out there and it's
yeah,
public information.
Jay-Z allegedly has a son, and it's like a 10-year paternity case. It's been going on for 10 years. And what I saw was that apparently the alleged son doesn't really want anything from him. He just wants him to acknowledge, like, you're my dad. Like, I'm your son. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
And
Those like I can't obviously put myself in that position, but I can only imagine like how hard it is knowing that you have like because his mom passed.
mm,
I don't know what kind of relationship he has with his stepdad, who his mom actually put on the birth certificate because she went back to him, but they did get a paternity test, and like his stepdad was not his biological father, and she said she was only with one other person. So um, she's passed, but they said before she passed, she did say that like she supports him. This is who she 100% thinks is his father. And I can only imagine what that's like growing up, knowing that you have a dad that's out there, especially a very famous one. Like, so I'm like, Jay, just take the test.
They look like
They do look very similar.
and I also read that allegedly he is running away from not taking the test because at the time the woman was 16 and Jay-Z was
Yes.
22.
Yeah.
I did see, and that would kind of further prove all the other allegations that like he messed around with like women younger, like Aaliyah, like Beyonce. Because the rumors are they started dating earlier than what they said. They started dating. So Jay,
Sean.
Sean,
Yeah,
Corey,
that's kind of rough.
I think that's his middle name. Yeah, that is his
But
middle name.
he needs to take this test so we can move on with our lives. So Ramir, or I think that was his name, can move on with his
Yeah,
life. Like
Rainier.
if he really just
I
wants
didn't.
acknowledgement, give him acknowledgement. Like unless the court's just like, okay, well you owe him money. Which I mean, I guess I'm like if he didn't know about him for a long time, because this guy's like 30. That would
Yeah.
make sense. I don't remember if they said that he did or not. Like I know it's been a 10-year paternity test, but like for me, I'm like, I moved on. I'm very famous. Like, why am I taking a paternity test for this kid who I have no idea it could be mine or not? So like, I feel like there's a piece missing. Like, did his mom ever tell him that he had a kid? Like, was she just not able to get in contact with him? Because I know they said that this happened before he released his debut album. So it's just, I kind of see both sides, you know?
Yeah, I see both sides. I don't know. I feel like I obviously don't know them and I don't know the mom at all. But I don't know. I don't want to say like she seems like the type to tell him because I don't know, but like,
But she's pissed. Like I feel
yeah,
like if you know you about to go out, like
I would.
if you go out and lie, that's crazy.
I think if I were in her shoes, I would tell him and be like, "Look, like this is the only guy I was ever with before or whatever during that time period. Like,
Yeah.
you can try to do what you got to do, just
I
know
think that's what
in
he
your
said.
heart,
Yeah.
like worst comes to worst, I'm your mother. I love you." All of that. But did you know, allegedly, he has a kid with Free from 106 in Park?
I heard a rumor, but
So I went down
what
a
do that kid
TikTok
look like?
rabbit hole. Oh, we don't know.
Oh,
I feel like I've never heard this.
So allegedly, count how many times I said allegedly, because
take a
I don't
shot every time you hear allegedly.
know. Um, so supposedly they were together real bad. Um,
We go to bed together real bad.
and they had a kid together. Like Wendy reported on it
Mhm.
back in her
Of
radio
course.
days. I gotta send you the link because it was crazy. And Wendy, like I believe Wendy. I'm sorry. Like certain things I
I
really do
believe
believe
Wendy.
Wendy. Cause like I don't know, she's just captivating. But she was spilling the tea and supposedly like he was there at the
Birth.
birth. Yeah, it was just him and maybe like one other person. But like he it was just some shady stuff going on. And at the time, that's when he was either starting to get with Beyonce or just newly got with Beyonce. And there was an interview with Beyonce, Solange, and Jay-Z on 106 in Park with AJ and Free. And there was just like not tension, but you could tell that there was something there between Free and Jay-Z. Like
Mm.
their chemistry was kind of crazy. And in the comments, they were like, not your side chick and main chick sitting on the same couch interviewing, but in this case, like who was the main chick, who was the side? Like, I don't know, but I feel like there's no way that Jay-Z only kids are Blue, Rumi, and Sir. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I
But
feel like Jay-Z has a lot of secrets.
mhm.
Mhm. And I feel
Yeah.
like it doesn't help that he has a Virgo for a wife because they are very private people. And if Beyonce has anything to do with anything, ain't squiddly dick coming out. So yeah, that's
But
a
I need to send y'all that TikTok and stuff because I was like, what?
please do.
So it's possible that Jay-Z has another kid that we don't know about, allegedly. So
Okay, Tristan.
I thought you meant a third kid. I'm like, another one?
yeah, and I think it's a son
Mhm.
too, a boy. But
Interesting.
yeah, it is very interesting. But those are the lives of celebrities. And if I could be on a fly on the wall and just
Mhm.
from float from each person's house and just listen in, I
This is
would.
interesting with regular people. So
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Um, but to move on,
What's next?
we are nearing the end of this episode. So if you're still with us, hello. Um,
And thank you.
And I won't be sending $1 this time.
um, again, I'm a mess, so I'm pushing through. Um, so our question of the week, we're not always gonna have questions, but if I see something,
We're not?
well, if I see something like interesting, but I'm not gonna force it.
Okay, okay.
But on the Twitter streets, they posed a question What shouldn't be embarrassing but is? And I have two that I can think of right now. Number one, running for the bus is
Yeah,
embarrassing.
that is kind of embarrassing.
You will never catch me running for any kind of
The
transportation.
bus can leave.
Right. I will catch the next one in 10 minutes, and be late. The other one, I'm on the fence for it, but eating alone, like that used to be super embarrassing for me, but now I'm like, who cares? It is what it is. But I have more, but I'm curious to hear what y'all have to say.
Well, I looked up a list, and I've heard this one before, but walking back from your turn in bowling,
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's the
it's
worst thing
it's something
ever.
that's awkward about it.
Because it's like you bowl and then you just stand there looking at the ball going.
Yeah,
Everybody's watching you, and then you just turn around and you're like, ah,
yeah.
forgot
Everybody does that
there.
too.
I didn't get a strike. I got a gutter.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a gutter ball is actually embarrassing though. Like actually.
Especially when you do a wind up and you do a good little bowl. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And then another one, getting up to throw something away in the middle of a meeting or class.
Yeah,
Mainly class, like in school.
I would say it was more awkward than
Mhm.
embarrassing.
Yeah. Because it's just like, why are you doing that right now?
Yeah.
So have you experienced those before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Oh, I have another one. When you're buying something and there's like a line behind you, and especially when you're paying with cash and like you're done, you're ready to go, but you're still putting the cash away like in your wallet.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never put it back in my wallet. I usually just crumble it up and throw it in my
You
bag.
just gotta jam it in somewhere.
You gotta get the money and go.
That's why I
And
don't deal with cash.
don't let you drop a quarter or something. It's over.
Organize it when you get home
Yeah.
or in the car.
No, that's exactly why I don't do cash anymore. I just Apple Pay and go.
But that's even me in a drive-through.
Hmm.
Like, say I'm at Starbucks and I'm using cash and they give it back to me. I feel like I have to rush. Like, I just kind of throw it away. I don't know. I just don't organize it and like put it in my wallet or something.
Hmm.
I don't know what it is.
That's funny.
Yeah, I just throw it in the bag now.
But
I'm
yeah,
like, I'll
that's
sort that
me
out
in the
later.
car. um,
I think mine, like, I can think of one right now. I'm sure another one will come to me, but like at our apartment, we have like little things. And so like we have one, it's called Muffin Mondays. When you have to go downstairs and like, I mean, it's free food, you get a muffin. I've only gone to Mondays twice, and one was with Kayla. So the first one, I literally freaked out about. Like I was texting Kayla and Casey, and I was just like, I want this muffin, but I don't want to go downstairs. Like, I don't know. It's something about I think doing things by yourself, period, when you're not used to it, that is just embarrassing. Like, I hate traveling by myself because I feel like I look like an idiot, even though it's just a me thing. Like anything alone, even though all it's just going walking down the stairs and getting a muffin and saying hello to our leasing director. Like,
Because
yeah,
I
like,
feel
it's so
I get
embarrassing.
that. I get that because my apartment does things like that. And I'm always so nervous, like, to go get stuff because I feel like they're like, you're greedy. Like, you came down here right on time. You're greedy. Why are you getting this food? But then I'm like, it's here for me. Like, who
Yeah.
cares? But
I
I
think
get
I've been trying to like do more things so that I don't have the embarrassment feel because there's so many things that feel embarrassing that truly are not. And I think most of that for me is like doing stuff by myself. So it could be anything. It could be going downstairs and getting mail. Like I gotta get mail.
my gosh, yeah, that is
But I'm
embarrassing.
like, am I wearing the right clothes? Am I gonna run into somebody? Like I don't need people looking at me and I'm like, oh, this feels so embarrassing. Like
Oh, what's embarrassing? And it sounds so bad, but loving a man out loud.
actually, I yeah, I kind of get that.
That's why I understand Issa Rae not hard launching her man until her
Until she got married.
wedding.
That'll be me. Like I know like most people know about well, the people I need to know about me and my boyfriend, like know about me and my boyfriend, but we're very like private for the most part.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I feel like posting me is embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
Like, especially these days, because we have pages like, "Are you dating my man?"
Yes.
And people usually do be finding out that their man is somebody else's man.
What's really embarrassing is when someone comes to you as a woman.
Oh, don't ever come to me as a
Don't
woman.
ever come to me
Please
as a
spare
woman.
me.
Save it. You can have them. Don't come to
Spare
me.
me. I'll find out on my own.
Right. Let me find out on my own. Do not come to me as a woman.
Oh, that's a whole topic in and of itself. Like,
That phrase is
I'll
funny.
come to you as a woman. Oh my God. I
Girl,
hate
I just
that.
wanted to let you know, yeah, your man is not your man.
Like, that is so
Kept that to
embarrassing.
yourself.
Oh, oh. But
Oh my gosh.
oh, and calling anybody for anything. Like
Yeah.
it took me a long time. Like I still get really anxious calling people that I've never called before on the phone. But like I feel like they just feel my discomfort. And I'll just be like, actually never mind. Like you call them.
I think having the job that I have has like really helped with
Same.
that because I have to talk to people and talk to them on the phone. So I think I'm cool with calling people, certain people.
Yeah. But yeah, all my solo
Speaking
activities are embarrassing.
speaking of calling, I don't have an issue ordering food, like calling, but sometimes ordering food in front of other people feels embarrassing.
Yeah. I don't
So
like doing anything alone in front of people. It's embarrassing. And it really doesn't have to be, which is crazy. I can name some truly embarrassing stuff, but like to stay on question, like the solo stuff is definitely things that we can move past that are just us. We are in our heads.
yeah.
They're not actually embarrassing things.
They said when someone's holding the door and you're a little far away, so you got to do that little jog. That is like just close the door in my
That
face.
reminds me of like when you run into somebody and they all like do a dance.
Oh yeah, shall we dance?
I hate that.
It's
Yeah.
more awkward than embarrassing, though, I think.
Yeah, it is definitely more awkward. Someone said being lost.
Oh, yes. Me and travel, like my fear is being lost and looking like an idiot. And even, nobody knows that I'm lost. Nobody else knows that you're lost but you. So, but it is embarrassing.
I think more recently for me, and it could be like me just reposting a meme, but like I found posting on my Instagram story to be like slightly embarrassing, like as of like the last year and a half. Like I don't know why, but I just feel like what I post is like corny or like weird.
I
But
feel
then
like that.
I'm like, who cares? Like people post way worse stuff. But I don't know. That's like a struggle I have.
Yeah, I think for me too, like, because I think everybody knows now, I think I've admitted that I want to be a content creator. I think posting, period, is embarrassing. Like, every time I post, I feel like a fraud immediately. And I'm just like, oh, like, this is so cringe. Like, when I post where I've gotten stuff, I'm like, girl, you are not an influencer. But, like, it's kind of cringy. But that's just like a self thing. I'm sure people do think, wow, that's cringy, but like, they don't matter. It doesn't matter.
They don't matter. Another one for me is when like if I'm walking in a busy store and I walk out with nothing, that's fine. But if I'm like the only one in the store and I don't buy anything and they're like, "Can I help you?" I'm like, "No, I'm just looking." And then I don't walk out buying anything, that's really like weird. I feel like they're looking at me like she's broke.
Feel like sometimes I anxious buy because of stuff like that. Like
Me
I
too.
end up just getting something because I feel like I have to, because I don't want to walk out with nothing.
Oh,
which
I've
is really
done
bad
that.
for my pockets, actually.
I do that too. And yeah, it's not good at all.
Yeah, especially if I get there and I know that I don't want it. And I will never returning things is embarrassing to me. I'm sorry. I returning things is so hard for me, but I've made progress this year. Like I went to the Amazon thing at Whole Foods and I gave them my stuff, but it felt so cringe the whole time. I hate returning things.
I think
No,
oh, go ahead.
oh, no. The one time I missed the train twice that day.
Yeah, that
And
is
my
That's actually embarrassing.
yeah.
well, that's not the embarrassing part that I was gonna say,
Oh,
actually. Actually, no, that is very embarrassing. When
no,
the
that's
person scans your
legit
ticket,
embarrassing.
when they scan your ticket and you're like, "Oh, you're on the wrong train."
That's out of pocket.
It and the guy, he wasn't even really trying to help. But anyways, so I was supposed to have a free trip. I was using my uncle's points for Amtrak. And when I got off at the one station to wait for the correct train, um, there was a Boy Scout that came up to me asking if I wanted to buy popcorn. And so he was cute, he was small. So I'm like, okay, fine. I didn't really want the popcorn. But when he told me it was like $20 after I already spent over 100 for
Oh my
this train
god.
ticket, I'm like, $20 for Boy Scouts popcorn. I'm just like, okay. I couldn't say no after that.
Oh,
After they told me the price and I said I was gonna get it, but
dang.
I had to follow
Angie,
through.
$20
Yeah.
popcorn should be legal. I
Yeah.
thought of another one. Sending food back.
Oh, yeah,
It
I could never do that.
it truly does not need to be embarrassing. Like if you don't like your food, you don't like your food. Like it's normal culture in restaurants, but something about that is like embarrassing. So, but I
Another
think I've gotten a little stronger. I think I can send food back now.
I hope I can be like it's hard for me even if I have a hair in my water and I'm
Ugh.
like, yo, I got a hair. You gotta take that, handle that. Another one is just walking in a mall, especially by yourself. With if I'm with people, then no. But like
Mhm.
by yourself, like no, I don't want to, especially like on a Friday night or Saturday night with the teenagers. Absolutely not.
I hate them. I hate teenagers. They
Another one
scare me.
telling people when you're about to leave. Like how do you like just do that? Like, oh, like I'm about to go.
No,
To be
that's
like my
hard when
boyfriend and just leave. He used to like never say anything. He used to do an Irish goodbye
Irish
everywhere he went.
goodbye.
Yes. I was like, you cannot do that. I was like, you have to. It's how I was raised. So like that part's not embarrassing to me because I've always been told you need to like
Yeah,
say goodbye to everybody. You need to say hello to everybody. But like he would literally just walk like leave. He would just leave. I'm like, what?
yeah.
That's crazy.
Another one is asking for your money back from
Mm,
like if someone borrowed it, borrowed.
that's why I
If
don't
you're
get
lending someone money, expect not to get it back. But it's
my
like, especially
philosophy.
doing it more than once, it's like at that point, like, why do I feel embarrassed asking for my own money back?
mhm.
I feel the same way about people asking me for money. It embarrasses me that they ask me why.
Yeah.
It should be embarrassing to them. Don't ask me for money. But I don't give out money.
If
Don't
it's
ask.
like my mom or Kayla or my dad, I don't care.
I asked
Like
for money once
to
and she said yes. It was so sweet.
ask for money. But if it's like anything
Me.
else,
Because you know, like that's the joke. They'd be like, "Can I borrow $20 on Friday?" And
Yeah.
then I went around like asking people if I could borrow $20. Nobody said no to me. Um, you asked me if I needed it in cash or something. I don't
Oh
remember.
yeah.
And Maya was just like, "Yeah, how do you want it?" But I was just like, "Wow, I got some good people around me." But like, I think it's more embarrassing coming from people that you like don't talk to often or don't have a very strong relationship with, and it's just like, don't ask me for money. That's
yeah.
embarrassing to me. Like I'm embarrassed. But Yeah, I'm sure there's way more too.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see what our followers say on
Yes, I'm so
Instagram.
excited. You'll have to keep me updated on what they say.
Yeah, we'll keep you abreast.
A
Yes.
boob.
A boob.
Yeah, I think we can go into our songs of the week to close out this episode.
I have one more.
Oh, okay.
Walking the same direction after you said your goodbye to somebody.
Oh, yeah, no, that's more awkward than embarrassing.
It's like,
Yeah, that's definitely falling under the awkward category.
we just said
It's
bye.
like you have to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why like I tried not to say bye until I know what direction they're walking in. And I'll be like, oh, like which way are you going? So that was my last one. But anyway, sorry, let's get into the songs of the week.
Yeah, I'll go first just because y'all don't have nothing on here. But I know y'all have songs. Mine's is Strike. I think it's Strike by Lil Yachty. I don't usually listen to him, but it's like trending on TikTok. I feel like a lot of my songs are gonna be like trending TikTok songs. But it's so good. I heard it on the radio today too, and I was like, wow, I really like this song. So yeah. So I have one song that I chose, y'all.
Good job. I'll go next. My song of the week is called Chamber of Reflection by Mac DeMarco. So I like the song because it sounds a
Why does
little.
that name sound familiar?
You've probably heard of him.
What what else he say?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
That's the only song I know by him. But it kind of has like a psychedelic feel to it,
Mhm.
and it's in my psychedelic playlist, which only has 4
Okay.
songs.
Oh, okay.
Only 4
It's a
songs.
new playlist.
It's definitely over a year old, maybe 2 years, but only 4 songs.
Is it private? Because I feel like I looked at all your playlists.
Oh yeah, it's most likely private,
Oh, okay.
only because it's so short. But I need to add to it.
Make it
So,
public so I can listen.
okay, to the 4 songs.
I might have a song I could add to it.
Okay, let me know.
You gotta add me first.
Okay.
You can add contributors.
Well, if you
Oh,
share,
are you talking about me as a friend?
we're friends, but
Oh,
if she shares the playlist, makes it public.
I feel like haven't we done it before?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. You have a song?
Oh, I thought you were explaining more.
Oh
But
no, that was it.
okay, mine is "Don't Forget About Us" by Mariah Carey. Um, yeah, when I went to the art museum, I was just vibing, listening to like a lot of alternative R&B, and then this song came on, and even though it's not alternative R&B, it's true R&B. I was like, "Dag, this is good."
No, it's a great song.
it is.
Yeah. Um, One song I did want to put on here, but it's not a song, it's a TikTok sound. It's been stuck in my head like for the past week is Beyonce saying, I am on the way to see my husband. I'm happy. I'm happy to see
Yes, that's
my
been stuck in my
husband.
head. I love all the girls who like made the songs and they're like, I don't even have a man or a crush or anything.
Right.
Like, I'm just singing a song. Uh,
Yes, it's stuck in my head.
Man, I feel like I had something to say and I completely forgot. I guess I'll have to save it for our next episode. But it's been fun. Oh, I remember now. I'm going to make my album of the week Taylor Swift because I think I need to just re-up and like I wasn't really a Swift. I'm still not a Swiftie, but like I'm a Swiftie by association. And I need to listen to like all her songs. Like I think every day I'm gonna like just listen to an album up until the concert. And
Okay.
yeah, let's see if I can make that happen. Same with Paramore. Like when we go, I'm just gonna because I know I don't know a bunch of these songs. So, but yeah, and I know exactly what my song of the week is gonna be next week.
Do sorry, real quick. Do you want to listen to every album, or would you prefer to listen to the song she's gonna play?
I want to listen to the albums.
Okay.
But if that doesn't happen, I'll cut it. I'll cut it and just do the songs that she's gonna play.
Okay.
I know with one of the episodes we did a TV show of the week.
Ooh,
Mine
oh,
is
well, I did mine.
Bridgerton. The Queen Charlotte Bridgerton. It's so good. Like I'm like I think I'm obsessed with that time period now.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good. The writing of the show. This is why we need writers. So good. The actors so good. The music, because they take songs like modern songs and make them like
Mm-hmm.
from that time. They did a lot of Beyonce. They were like the budget was big. It had to be if they did
Yeah.
Beyonce songs. They did an Alicia Keys song. Like it was so good. I
Ooh.
love Bridgerton.
I might have to watch that and pause my Real
Yes,
Housewives.
please,
That's Real Housewives.
please pause that. And then the last season of Marvelous Miss Maisel is out, and I've been reluctantly watching it because I love that show so much. Another period piece drama set in like the 60s. So good. And one thing I do like about both shows, obviously, it's not great to be a Black person in any
In
time
those times,
period, but especially in those times. But
especially.
what I like about the show is that they don't like Bridgerton era was what like the 1700s, 1800s. Like the queen is Black in Bridgerton. Um, like the roles, like there's no roles. There's like the societal roles, but there's no like race
Yeah.
roles. Race didn't really like play a factor, but they did touch on it on this season of Bridgerton.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but not in like the way it's usually uh,
Okay.
touched on. And then in Marvelous Miss Maisel, um, I mean the show it's mainly white people in the show, but still it's not like they have like Black people or other people of color working in the house and things.
Mm-hmm.
Their maids or looking after their children. But I really like both shows, and I'm so sad that Bridget or Marvelous Miss Maisel's coming to an
I've never even heard of that.
It's so good. I started watching it a few years ago, but I'm really behind on the seasons. But the writing, I
end.
mean, to bring that up again, the writing is
Yeah.
amazing.
It's the
It's
same creator as Gilmore Girls,
Gilmore Girls.
Ooh.
but
Okay, I'll add it to my list.
it's about a woman comedian just trying to make her way in like the 60s in New York. And I love any show in New York, especially during that time. Like it's just so good. So
Yeah.
good.
And
That one, Caleb?
oh, my TV show of the week.
Yeah.
I actually do have one.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Philly season of the real world. That's always hard to say.
real.
Real world.
I don't think I've ever seen any of the Real Worlds.
Ramo is on that season, right?
Yes,
Who?
Karamo. Karamo.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Wow.
maybe you could start off with that season.
Yeah, I probably will.
Yeah. So it was
A
filmed
lot of
in I
shows to
think
watch.
2004 or 2005.
Wow.
Mhm.
Corona? Oh
And
my God.
it's just cool to see his beginnings and just see Philly.
Is he from Philly?
No.
Oh, okay.
Didn't
I
they
want to say he's from Texas.
That's interesting.
didn't they stay in like Old City or something like that?
Yeah, they stayed right next door to the Betsy Ross house.
Oh, wow.
It might have been a converted church or something, I think. But yeah, like the people from like each season is a different city, but usually the people aren't from that city. So like they had people from the Midwest and the South. So coming to Philly, it's kind of like a culture shock.
Hmm.
So,
I
What if
bet.
we were in the background and we didn't
That's
know?
like my coworkers. They came from Texas and they here in Philly.
mhm,
But they're enjoying themselves.
that's good.
But yeah. All right,
Yeah,
I
cool.
think we can wrap this episode up.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Me
Yeah, I'm
too.
starving. I haven't eaten all day. I've been in a car all day. It's time to take a shower and go to bed. So we will see y'all later.
Happy.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.